Good evening. Victoria's youth crime crisis has taken a deadly turn. A pair of teens killed when the stolen car they were in hit a tree in Rowville. Crime reporter Gillian Lantouris tells us one of the victims is known to police, who are hunting others involved in the vehicle theft.
A mangled wreck and 2 young lives wasted.
2 families and grieved 2 deaths. It's, just really sad.
Shazia Jaffa was woken by police to find her Toyota Yaris and her brother's Honda had been stolen from their Knoxfield home during an aggravated burglary.
It's a bit scary knowing that someone's come in here and stolen our keys.
Just a 6-minute drive from her house, the Yaris was found wrapped around a tree along Kellett's Road in Rowville around 2:30 this morning. The 2 teenage boys died at the scene.
Families, friends, it's horrible.
Inexperienced drivers driving a stolen car in poor conditions, it's a real recipe for disaster.
Major crash investigators spent the day working out how the crash happened, recreating that fateful drive. The teenagers' friends arrived this afternoon to pay their respects. The impact of the crash is so severe, police have had to use DNA technology as well as fingerprints to formally identify the teenagers involved. While their identities haven't been released to the public, 9 News understands one of the boys had a criminal history.
They need to get stricter. They need to put their foot down.
It always will take some time to turn this around, but we are steadfast that community safety is our #1 priority.
Detectives are still on the hunt for the second stolen car, a silver Honda Accord with the registration plate XZJ861.
This is a really clear example of some of the results that can occur and the inherent risks of these crimes.
There's better ways to have fun and there's other ways to enjoy life.
Now to the search for answers after a small plane slammed into a house in suburban Minneapolis. ABC's Phil Lipoff is here with the latest overnight. Good morning, Phil.
Gio, good morning to you. This happened in an instant. It was caught on camera. The results are terrifying and deadly. And this morning, the NTSB and FAA continue to search for answers. Horrifying video this morning from a doorbell camera in the town of Brooklyn Park, just north of Minneapolis.
Low altitude alert, check your altitude immediately.
A small plane falling from the sky, exploding into a fireball as it crashes into a home.
It was insane how bad that burning was.
Firefighters racing to the scene, the house consumed by flames. Amazingly, the fire chief says no one who lives here was hurt, but confirming everyone on the plane was killed. The FAA says the single-engine plane took off from Des Moines International in Iowa, headed to Anoka County Blaine Airport in Minneapolis, before crashing about 7 miles short of the airport. This is the latest small or mid-sized plane crash in the U.S. so far this year. In Philadelphia, 7 people killed in January after a medical transport jet crashed moments after takeoff. Earlier this month in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a plane crashing near the airport, injuring 5 people on board. Now, even with all those recent crashes, frightening as they are, experts still say statistically, air travel is the safest form of transportation here in the U.S. by far. Whit?
Yeah, alarming video, though. Thank you, Phil Lipoff. We appreciate it.
In a video statement on Saturday, Sudanese Army Chief Abdel Fattah el-Burhan vowed to crush the paramilitary rapid support forces, ruling out any reconciliation. He reaffirmed that the army would neither forgive nor negotiate with the RSF, while also offering amnesty to fighters who lay down their arms and repent to the truth. Earlier, the army announced that it had taken control of a major market in Omdurman, Khartoum's twin city, which the RSF had used to launch attacks during the ongoing war. The army also claimed victory over the RSF in Khartoum, stating they now control most of the capital, including the vital commercial hub of Souk in Libya. The conflict between the army and RSF has escalated ethnic violence, created a humanitarian crisis and led to widespread famine. Millions of Sudanese have been displaced and the death toll from the war has reached tens of thousands. The violence has also worsened instability in neighbouring countries like Libya, Chad and South Sudan.
President Trump says he will do whatever it takes to take control of Greenland. Speaking to an NBC reporter, Trump said that includes military force, but it probably won't be needed. This comes one day after Vice President Vance visited a U.S. military base in Greenland. Speaking to troops, he said the island is important for defense and economic reasons. The trip has sparked international backlash. The foreign minister of Denmark, which owns Greenland, released this video on social media.
And of course, we are open to criticism. But let me be completely honest. We do not appreciate the tone in which it's being delivered. This is not how you speak to your close allies. And I still consider Denmark and the United States to be close allies.
The foreign minister went on to say he's open to expanding the U.S. military presence in Greenland and that Denmark is already investing more in Arctic security.
There are still many unanswered questions concerning a U.S. security leak involving the Signal app. But one thing we do know, the message platform is seeing a surge in activity. The app made headlines after Trump administration officials, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Vice President J.D. Vance, and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, inadvertently added Atlantic editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg to a group chat as they shared plans for military strikes in Yemen. Goldberg later published the messages. The Signal app itself isn't to blame for the breach, but rather a Trump administration official who mistakenly added Goldberg to their group chat. All chats on Signal are encrypted, so only users in a chat can see the messages. The controversy has clearly driven interest. Signal was ranked the 50th most used social media app before the breach, but climbed into the top 10 Monday. Now, according to TechCrunch, after the Atlantic's report published, global Signal downloads on iOS and Google Play surged nearly 30% from their daily averages. In the U.S., downloads grew even more, up to 45%. As for the Trump administration's investigation into the leak, that's ongoing. Hegseth has said no war plans were discussed in the Signal group chat. Though the Atlantic revealed screenshots of messages from Hegseth providing information including the time of the strikes as well as weapons and jets used in the attacks.
Iran has warned that it will target the British-American naval base in Chagos Island in the Indian Ocean. This after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened military action against Iran if it fails to make a nuclear deal with the United States. The senior Iranian military spokesperson said that there won't be any distinction in targeting British or American forces if Iran is attacked from any base in the region or within the range of Iranian missiles. Iranian state media has said that Iran would strike the bases using ballistic missiles and suicide drones in retaliation for any U.S. hostile action against Iran. It further warned that the nation has enough weapons to defend its territory in case of an enemy attack. Well, according to a report, the base is on Tehran's radar as it homes 3 strategic bomber force capable of striking Iran's underground facilities. The report cited that in light of the recent events, U.S. has deployed the B-2 Spirit bomber jets, which are capable of carrying long-range missiles along with its advanced stealth feature, pose a threat to Iran's underground military facilities. The Diego Garcia Naval Base on Chagos Archipelago is vital to the UK and US security and plays a crucial role in maintaining regional and international security. The base has been a joint naval facility for the UK and the United States since 1970s. According to a report, the island houses over 40,000 US and British forces. The base in Indian Ocean helps the US to conduct military operations in Vietnam, Iraq and Afghanistan.
جوابی هم که مقام معظم رهبری در رابطه با نامه‌ای که ترامپ فرستاده برادرم آقای دکتر عراقچی اونو به کشور عمان رسوندن و به دست رابط آمریکایی رسیده و در اونجا هم مذاکره به طور مستقیم رد شده، اما مذاکره به طور غیر مستقیم همیشه ایران در اون رابطه بوده و الان هم مقام معظم رهبری تاکید فرمودن که مذاکره غیر مستقیم همچنان میتونه ادامه داشته باشه. ما از مذاکره نه تنها پرهیز نمی‌کنیم بلکه اون بدعهدی هاست که برای ما مشکل ایجاد کرده تا کنون باید ثابت بکنن که میتونن اعتماد رو در رابطه با تصمیمات ایجاد بکنن که امیدوارم اینم شکل بگیره.
The US has delivered the first of the much awaited F-16 fighter aircraft to Taiwan, and this is amid rising tension between the island nation with China. The newly delivered F-16V is the first of 66 fighter jets being acquired by Taiwan under a multi-billion-dollar arms package approved back in 2019 during Trump's first term. The batch of Lockheed Martin fighter jets would be used by the 7th Tactical Fighter Wing, a new Air Force unit to defend Taiwan's eastern region. Now, according to the Taiwan Ministry of National Defense, all these 66 fighter jets are to be delivered by 2026. The F-16V, they are equipped with active electronic scanned array AESA radars, which offer better range, target tracking and electronic warfare capabilities. These radars also allow to engage multiple targets in all weather conditions with precision. According to reports, Taiwan's Air Force presently consists of 97 aircraft categorized as fighter interceptors, including 16 F-5E Tiger IIs and 27 F-5F Tiger IIs, light fighters used for training and secondary roles. The fleet also includes 9 Mirage 2000s, these 5Ds, and 45 Mirage 2005Es that provide multi-role capabilities, particularly in air superiority missions. In recent months, tensions between China and Taiwan have reached new heights. As per reports, the Chinese military has deployed 2 Chinese H-6 bombers near the disputed Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea. Coinciding with the visit of U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to the Philippines, additionally, China has been conducting military patrols around Taiwan as a warning against perceived separatist actions by Taiwanese leadership.